Hello guys, today we are gonna study about stroke pathophysiology. Basically the pathophysiology of the stroke. We are not talking about other things. And so before going to it, I would like to tell you the definition of a stroke. So stroke is defined as abrupt onset of neurological deficits which persist more than 24 hours and with no apparent case other than vascular origin. So always remember focal neurological deficits persisting for more than 24 hours and having a vascular origin, that means from the blood vessels. So this is known as stroke. Before it was called cerebrovascular accidents, but now this is called as stroke. This is a I put this outer spy picture of a brain to make you understand what happens exactly in a stroke patient. So here there is a infarction in the left side. So I will just show you now. Here this is infarcted area, and the MC is middle cerebral artery is infarcted here. That's why the whole area is having uh, neuronal damage. And here you can see there is herniation also. This is called subfalcine herniation in the middle of the brain. So let's go. So what are the so we came to the pathophysiology now. So what is the mechanism by which stroke cause neuronal damage? First of all, whenever there is ischemia, that means decreased blood flow. So then there will be, and you as you know already, that brain requires a lot of oxygen to work, because neurons required a lot of oxygen to work so that they can produce ATP. So now there is decreased oxygen and glucose, so there will be less ATP overall, so there is energy failure. The second thing is ion gradients. So as you know, the sodium and potassium ATPase pump require ATP because they are active channels, not passive. They do not work on their own, they need some ATP to work. So if there is less ATP, so sodium potassium channel cannot work properly, so it will cause potassium to leak out from the cell, and the leaking of potential will cause depolarization along the neurons, and this will further increase the energy demand and decrease the overall energy in the cells. So next, third is calcium dysregulation. So calcium dysregulation is, as you know, the calcium is very much regulated inside the cells as very low as possible, because calcium is like a precursor for apoptosis of the cells. So if there is dysregulation of calcium, that calcium can be activate the catabolic enzymes inside the cell, and mitochondrial function can be dysregulated, and then cell death goes, pathways will be activated. Now fourth is excitotoxicity. So just remember always glutamate is a neurotransmitter which is toxic for the neurons in more quantity, not always, but when it is higher. So it promotes ischemia promotes glutamate release, so it will cause neuronal damage. Now fifth is oxidative and nitrosative injury. So as you know, the cell that there will be cell injury as there is less blood flow, then there will be more uh, free radicals. You know, free radicals are very dangerous for the cells as they can destroy the cells. And then so what are the oxidative radicals we are talking about? Superoxide and nitric oxide. These two are very dangerous for the cells. So they are formed inside the cell, and then they will cause enzyme inhibition. All the mitochondrial and the cytosol enzyme are inhibited, and DNA is damaged, and ion channels are activated, which further cause depolarization, and the proteins are modified covalently, and these all will ultimately trigger the cell death. Okay. mm, Now the sixth is, sorry for the numbering because this is wrong. This one is sixth. So sixth is cell death cascade. So as you know, these all of these calcium, excitotoxicity, energy failure, ion gradient, oxidative nitrosative injury, these all are leading to cell death, as you know. So there will be rapid cell death involves necrosis. So there will be necrosis of the neurons, in which cells and organelles swells. So the cell will swell, membrane of the cell will rupture, and cellular contact, everything like mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, they all will spill out into extracellular spaces, where they will be cleared by macrophages and other cells. So the seventh is inflammation. Inflammation is early inflammation will respond to exacerbation of injury. So early inflammation is also responsible for injury exacerbation. So these are the injury mechanisms. Now we will talk about survival and repair mechanism. So first is collateral circulation. Always remember, first line of defense is collateral circulation. That means if there is ischemia or thrombosis or embolism in one artery, then there is collateral formation of other artery which will compensate the ischemia and will provide the area with blood. Second is inhibition of inhibitory neurotransmitter. So as you know, we have talked about glutamate before, excitotoxic for neurons. So GABA helps in survival of neurons. So always remember, GABA is helpful for survival of neurons, as it will inhibit the neurons. Third is transcriptional hypoxic response, and you always know that, always remember that whenever there is hypoxia in any cell, like even outside the nervous system, there are proteins which are produced as a response to hypoxia. So there is activation of transcription of proteins that promote cell survival and tissue recovery, uh, like erythropoietin, which will increase RBC, and vascular endothelial growth factor, which will increase the formation of angiogenesis. So neurogenesis is formation of new neurons, and angiogenesis is formation of new blood vessels. And the sixth is ischemic tolerance. So after sometimes what happens is mild ischemia precondition brain tissue and confirms relative ischemia resistance. So there will be resistance to ischemia. Seventh is repair mechanism. So these all of them, all the points are coming into repair mechanism. There will be change in gene expression, increased neural excitability, sprouting of the neurons. That means formation of new neurons. Synapses are more generated, and formation of new neuronal circuits happen, which is all helping in repair mechanism. So these are the pathophysiology of stroke. I hope you like the video, and please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.